Five. So can anyone hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Why does this say live stream offline then? Okay, I'm just getting a couple of things together. I'm solo right now, so give me a minute. Okay, I'm just getting a couple of things together. I'm solo right now, so give me a minute. Hey, there's Rambo.
What is up, Game Talk Nation?
Okay, I'm just getting a couple of things together. I'm solo right now.
What's up? Are
So,
we streaming?
yeah, I just went live.
Oh,
It was kind of
man.
wonky there for a minute. Um, so far it's just me and you.
Well, man, you could, I guess that would have been pretty bad, like me doing like Keemstar's introduction on. Let's get right. I was kidding. No, what's going on, man?
It seems to be pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet.
Do you hear there's actually human shit in Coke?
I read that right after you tweeted it out, of course, but right after I watched the Keemstar video on how we can save YouTube. I thought, God, why do you have to pick the one thing that had a human shit in it? But I think there's actually some sort of like law that actually protects them from having. I know they're like they can have so many bugs in their cokes, like bug parts. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that they can possibly have a certain amount of excrement too. Um, I don't know exactly how much. It'd be kind of interesting and see how much was actually in there. How do you shit inside of a Coke can? Like I, this has got to be like pre-production. You know what I mean? It's got to be before the can gets fully built because either like somebody's like actually like effectively just taking their shit apart and like shoving it into the little bitty hole. I it's
I
just
know.
that's gross.
Whatever way you chop it up, and no pun intended there, it's just
Yeah,
it's pretty
it's
bad.
disgusting. It's disgusting. But just think about it, like guys, Coke actually eats battery acid, so you're really not drinking the shit. I mean, it's done eight. By the time it gets to you, it's ate it all up.
Yeah, there's no way there's anything bad in there by the time you open the
No, I
can.
mean it's like dropping a load in a bottle of acid or something. Like you'll never see that. You'll never see that turd again, man.
Most of the turds I only see once and then never again.
Well, this is true, but like if your toilet backs up, then you'll see it twice.
Maybe. I hope it's mine.
This is true. I don't even want to think about it, like other people's shit coming up to my.
I'm gonna go outside and yell, "Get your shit out of my house!"
You had an eventful Twitter day yesterday.
Who, me or
Oh,
Rags?
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Rags.
yeah. Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
I saw it after
Yeah,
like
now Fringy's getting in on it, and Top Hats has been watching in hilarity because it's
yeah, I've been sitting
well,
back and watching it
this
because
is
yeah,
this is the
you've been
best.
handling it pretty
What
damn well.
what else is there to say?
There's really not much else to say. I mean, it's I wouldn't I
Oh, are
guess
we
because I
live?
yeah
Oh, okay, okay.
uh, I agreed with you on a couple because people were subtweeting you um quite a bit and it would pop up on my timeline and I would say but the thing is that he's not a racist and they so then that that sparked a conversation with me about who's a racist and what and people try to keep saying like what they were saying to you is that that word is racist and I was like words can't be
the words can't be racist.
yeah they can't be racist it's the intent
Mhm.
behind the person.
What's so great about this, right, is because I did all of this just to troll a single purple-haired lesbian witch feminist type, right?
Yeah,
And this became something far more amazing than I could have ever imagined. People are making YouTube videos about it. People are going into whole Twitter wars all about it. Unbelievably wonderful. I got my primary target. She blocked me just like that. But this became something. Oh, one of my finest works. One of my magnum opuses.
it definitely blew up, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I guess your followers ended up getting Black Bond's account suspended for a moment.
No, someone had to someone report. I don't know. I don't know who it
How
was.
do we? Well, no, I was assuming. I'm just saying because that's what he was saying. That
And
I was
maybe, but we live
just
in
going.
the world of fake hate crimes here.
This is true.
Somebody reported some of his tweets, so we had to delete some of his tweets, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I mean, saw him tweet that out to you or whatever. Oh man, that was
But
Did
it's been
you
fun. It's been
did you
really
get
fun.
blocked by him?
Not yet. He's been blocking a lot of my followers though.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. I kind of figured that he'd block those quickly. But I don't. For some reason, I think that you still are, as much as he doesn't like you or like what you say, you are an avenue towards another 175,000 people
What do you
that he
mean?
doesn't have access to because he's 20. He's at like 25,000. You're at 200,000 and some
He's
200 and
not
some
that
thousand.
big. He's not actually having a good day. He's not even at 22,000. He lost 38 subs because of that video.
Huh. Well, I know his video. I know his channel
Sunday,
used to have
Sunday
like
he
22,000 or 23,000 or something like that.
well,
I thought,
Sunday he lost 8, Monday he lost 5. He gained 2 on Tuesday, and on Wednesday he lost 38.
oh damn.
But I mean, no one said anything until he came in. And then it was
What
glorious.
exactly are the racist comments for? I can't find why they would call you a racist.
I
Like,
can't
cause
either.
cause just simply because he said the word nigger. Apparently, you saying the word, regardless of saying it towards somebody or about somebody or how whatever context you used, it doesn't matter. The context doesn't matter. Just you
Doesn't matter.
saying the word makes you a racist.
So,
Because remember, Obama said nigger too. So I guess
And
he,
so did Black Bond.
yeah, Black Bonds wrote it too, so he must be a racist as well.
And because I was and another guy like this guy kept saying that word's off limits. This Italian guy that I know is like, so I said if that word's off limits, that means every slur is off limits.
Yeah, no word is off limits to everybody. And Black Bond was said pretty much that no one should say it, but white people especially couldn't say it. which to me, I mean, that's racist. That's racist to say that one group is more privileged, that they can use a word with more impunity than another.
Yes.
That's racist.
Because you're putting
And
yourself, you're saying that the other races are above you in that.
like you're saying, if it's more okay for you to do something due only to your skin color, that is racist.
Yeah. That's exactly what, that's the actual definition of racist.
That actually is racist. In your attempt to try to not be racist, you have unfortunately gone full circle, because the two ends of the horseshoes are almost, next to each other anyway. And he even tweeted this quote that said, that your opinion is irrelevant when it comes to how we speak to each other. You have no say. A quote by Stephen A. Smith that literally is saying that your opinion and your say, if you have a certain skin color, does not matter, which is textbook racism. Because I've never ever treated people different because of their skin color. And I'm not saying that people of a certain skin color can do things others can't. I'm not saying people of a certain skin color can't they're not being held to different standards. I'm not holding people of different skin colors to different standards. So, and he is. So you may figure amongst yourselves what the word for that is. I think it was, what was it that I wrote here? I lined out the points for him to try to understand. He didn't, but he said Blackbond says that some words shouldn't be said, namely the word nigger. Blackbond says that the word nigger shouldn't be said by anybody, but especially by white people. He said, to quote, that white people are last in line to use that word. Blackbond effectively has stated here that it's more all right for people of one race to use a word than people of another race. So he admits two things. Firstly, that it's not equally bad for different races to use the word. So based on nothing but skin color, there's a difference in standards. Effectively, this means some races have different expectations of them based on their skin color. Also, since it's more all right for a black person to use the word, that is literally black privilege, since it's more all right for them to use it based on their skin color. Blackbond again fails to see how it's ironic that when he treats people of different skin colors differently, it mirrors history when people were treated differently for the same reasons. Instead of it being equally bad for all people to say nigger, it's extra bad for some people to say it based on literally nothing but their skin color. Basically, Blackbond is saying that it's more acceptable for black people to say a word compared to white people. So he is treating white people differently based on their skin color because a different set of acceptable behaviors applies to them. And perhaps Blackbond knows the word for that, and he may come to terms with that at his own leisure.
It's, I mean, it was what, like that I saw that reply there. That's where I kind of picked up where I picked up the conversation. I started checking out like all the different things that were going on with it, and like you summed it up perfectly. I don't really know what more could have been said after that, because that's exactly what he did. And it's kind of like I mean, there was a guy tweeting me telling me that the word's racist, like that you're racist to use it. White people definitely can't use it. It offends black people. It's offensive too.
Because remember, black people are a monolith.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. It's offensive to black people, and I was like, "Who are you to say it's offensive to black people?" So he tweets, he like tags 3 black people in the tweet, and was like, "What do you think? Do you think this is offensive?" And I was like, "Again, they don't speak for the entire black community." I was like, "There's no one spokesperson."
Like Framey is black, and he's been arguing with Blackbond about this.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually tagged a black friend of mine. His name is Skilled on Twitter, and I was like, "Are you going to let Mike speak for you?" Because Skilled was actually under the same impression as that he doesn't let the word control him, so therefore it doesn't matter to who says it to him.
It's almost like an adult or something.
And it all determines the context. Like if I try to use the example to Mike, the guy that was saying that it's offensive to everything. I said, if I'm a white guy, I said, I'm at home, I stub my toe, or my cat does something, and I call my cat a nigger, or I stub my toe and I just yell out the word.
That's
I
fun.
said-
It's funny because
I
it
said,
makes
if
no
I'm
sense.
white, yeah.
Why
I
would
said
you
so.
do
I
that?
said so.
My stub
I said
might
so. How
fail,
am I
or my cat
disparaging
does
black
something,
people
and I call my cat
by saying
nigger,
that?
or
I
I
said
He
I'm
said
in
literally
yell
it
out
was
the word.
oppressive.
That's
It's
fun.
fun. It's
yeah,
funny
I was
'cause
like-
it makes no sense.
I was like, racist. I said it's my intent behind it. And I said if a black person walked down my
Exactly.
street and I opened my door and was like, "Hey, you stupid," I said, "Yeah, then you can actually have an argument." But that's because of the context behind it. That's my intent. It was to actually harm that person or to not really harm them, but offend them by using that word, like but say that you are a nigger or whatever. And I was like, there's two different contexts. Like, but he's like, he kept showing me the textbook definition of a what the word nigger means, and I was like, yeah, but that thing's changed because of the social norms. I said, so let me ask you this. I said, do you use the word faggot?
I
And he
do.
was like, well, no. He said, well, no, because that's offensive to gay people. And he goes, that shouldn't be used. I was like, but so I showed him the definition of faggot, and I was like, but nowhere in there does it say that it's offensive to black people or offensive to gay people or whatever. It's like it's hard. I mean, it gives like 3 or 4 definitions or whatever. I was like, so why aren't you just Johnny be good with that? Because you know that of the social construct of not using it.
Yeah, I don't care if people say it because it's just a word. It doesn't have.
It's
It
just a
doesn't
wo-
mean anything.
It's
I mean, who cares?
I've told people several times, and this is how I believe is like words have no meaning to me. Like I don't give like somebody said I said retarded I think or retard or something in one of my tweets, and somebody uh sent me something back saying that they have a mentally challenged son or mentally challenged kid, and they appreciate it if I would not use that that word. And I was like, sorry,
No.
I'm gonna use it. It's like I said, words don't mean anything. You're giving that word more power over your life than what it deserves.
Yeah, offense is taken. It's not given.
Yeah, and
And
people don't understand that right there. They think that if they are offended, you did it to them. It's their choice.
but I mean, he's just made a really big fool of himself online. And the thing is that if it's never okay, then every time you're in a podcast or anytime you're ever talking with somebody else and they say that, then I expect you to be the first to say, "Don't say that word. It's not okay." Or has he not been doing that this entire time? Because I'm fairly certain. Now, maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm fairly certain he hasn't ever said that.
I don't think he's ever said it.
Yeah, I can't recall him ever stopping anybody else when they say that word.
And this
So
whole changing it with the A at the end of it, all of a sudden that is a whole nother can of worms or whatever. It's like it's still the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing whenever people use slang for different words that we have now. They still hold the same. Everybody knows exactly what you're saying, except one's a slang and one's not. Um, I guess nigger would be like the proper word, the proper term that is normally known, and then nigga would be the slang term for that word.
I don't know. It's some sort of.
But I mean, it's still, if it's wrong, it's
I don't know,
wrong.
picking and choosing here.
I don't understand like the whole. It's wrong for you, but it's kind of okay for us. And then they complain. He was one of the ones that complained, about white privilege and stuff. It's just
Everyone's still on that white privilege thing, really?
yeah. Well, I mean it. It didn't take long for them to get back to the white privilege thing because of the
I don't even know
whole-
how white privilege comes into this.
I don't. Well, I mean, it turned into. Well, I mean, it went back to the whole Collins story. Like people started talking about that Collins story again from your tweet. You being white, saying the word, and then saying that there's nothing wrong with saying the word in the way that the context that you used it in, and it turned back into like it went full circle with the whole white privilege thing. I stayed out of it this time because I was like going, I can't bear the thought of having this conversation yet one more time.
Yeah.
So is there
The
anything
thing
in
is,
gaming that's happened you guys want to talk about? Oh,
there is.
All
There
right.
is, yes.
EA has started Premium One Battlefield Friends, which means if someone in your group is premium, then everyone has access to the maps,
Nice.
which is good, EA.
They actually finally did something.
Yeah, which is good because I played Mass Effect for around an hour-ish today. Did like the tutorial mission, so of sorts. I suppose it's still like this sort of the tutorial mission,
Still
and it's
surprised it's
been
EA though.
and it's I mean it's mm, definitely my least favorite Mass Effect so far. Easily my least favorite Mass Effect so far. Not even close. But we'll get
That
into
doesn't. That
that
actually, yeah, that
later.
doesn't surprise me with that. From seeing the reviews and hearing the reviews from other people, other YouTubers and other people I know, um, there's some that still trying to damage control for it, but for the most part, I mean, it's pretty widely known that this is like the last in line as far as the like for the Mass Effect games.
When it comes to BioWare, and Ian Miles Chong wrote this, and he was really smart. But BioWare is a really classic textbook example of Theseus's ship, which is an old paradox of Plutarch's. And the paradox, to sum it all up, it says Theseus brought in his ship into the harbor so that it could be repaired. And as the ship was being repaired, the dock workers, every time they would replace a piece of wood, they would take that piece of wood back and they would put it all together again. So piece by piece, they repaired the ship, but the parts they took off to repair it, they brought away to build the ship again. So which one is the real Theseus's ship? And the other version of the paradox is whether or not whether or not an object has all of its whether or not if an object has all of its components replaced remains fundamentally the same object. And that's BioWare, basically. BioWare's not BioWare. I mean, it is, but it's not. Everyone good has left. All of the talent seems to have been, I don't know, squandered, or it just isn't there anymore. Because when I've played Mass Effect Andromeda and I went in there wanting it to be good, because I want the game to be good because I want to enjoy playing the game, but it just wasn't really good. The combat is simple at first because you only have a certain amount of abilities. You can only level up so much. But I can see how it can really open up a bit. However, in terms of the characters and the animations and the story so far, I think they are all very lackluster. It is difficult for me to take the game seriously in terms of storytelling when the dialogue is so bad, the characters are so uninteresting and dull, and when the animations in everyone's faces are so sterile and lifeless. It's very difficult. And unlike the other Mass Effects I played, where it was pretty easy for me to get sucked into the world and care about characters, I am not able to do that thus far. If my two starting squad members, and Mass Effect historically has given you the shittiest two characters right at the beginning, if they died in a fire in the next 5 minutes, I wouldn't care because they're just not interesting at all.
It's like dead weight.
Well, they're just there, and the story is. I don't know. I'll talk about this in the review eventually. Video I do on it, but I mean, as someone who grew up reading a lot of science fiction, this game really kind of lets that part of itself down. There's a lot. I mean, the idea is that you go to a different galaxy in these massive seed ships, basically these colonizing ships full of like 20,000 people and whatnot, and they float through space in cryogenic sleep for 600 plus years, and you wake up, and it's all that time later, and it's a new galaxy and everything, and just the way that they did all of that is just. Uh, I think that they made a wrong premise by saying, "Yeah, you're in a new galaxy now," instead of focusing on an intimate story that is more personable about a character that you play as, somebody living it. Because the Mass Effect universe is huge, and there's so much room for you to do things with it. Instead, they just kind of took it off to somewhere else, and I really think they made a wrong decision in terms of story. And I keep hearing over and over, oh man, when you get about 6 or 8 hours in, it really opens up. It's like, man, that's not praise. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm just
You pick it up yet, Rambo? Rambo.
I guess he's gone.
I probably just got up for a second. Yeah,
Maybe.
I haven't gotten it yet, and I've heard from several people not to. Like it's not even worth the money.
Um, I don't know, but normally when I get into, I mean, man, I played the tutorial mission for about an hour and I was done for that moment. I was like, I think I've had enough. There's just nothing that really calls me and pulls me back to it. It doesn't run very well. It doesn't. There's nothing really great about it.
Yeah, so far it sounds like there's nothing special at all, which sucks.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, especially for the Mass Effect series,
yeah.
because I mean that was like held as like one of the most epic series of games, and
And now that I've played The Witcher 3, as like it's getting directly compared to that now, and it's not looking good. I mean, if when you compare the game to The Witcher 3, it just doesn't hold up.
But not much will though. I mean, The Witcher 3 is great.
You just Bioware. I just don't. Bioware. I don't think Bioware has the capacity anymore to compete like they used to. I don't think they could if they wanted to. They
well, from what
couldn't if they tried.
no, I mean, seeing that the people that they hired to make this game, like that, I'm not talking even talking about Manbear's policies or politics or whatever.
Yeah, the writer
Uh,
chick and everyone else.
I'm
And
just saying like that they like the people that they hired. It's almost like they hired just to do this job rather than actually build a team again.
maybe,
And
very maybe.
it seems like that they because like the type of creators that were there and that made the other Mass Effects and made them so great and made the just a great series. Um, that kind of talent isn't just drummed up overnight.
Yeah, they went and did
Um,
other things. They
yeah,
went and did other projects that they thought would be better. And when you have been with a company for that kind of time and you make those kind of games and you're the one leaving because you see the writing on the wall and you're looking at the things that are the decisions being made in the company and the other people they hire and you bail, yeah, of course, I can see why this is all happening.
yeah. I mean, it would be like if like Naughty Dog or places like that that's been the same team for all these years. If all of a sudden like certain key aspects of that team started splitting up and going off and they try to hire in other people and make a game at the exact same time, it is not going to hold any weight to the previous series or the previous games in that series simply because of the fact that uh, they don't have the cohesive whatever that cohesiveness within the team, for one, and then you also don't even know the true extent of the person's talent that you are hiring. You're not there's nothing that you're leading into one of your biggest game series ever, to see what type of talent that the person has. You just kind of like you just dump them right into one of your biggest games, and you end up with Mass Effect Andromeda. Um, at least it's playable. Um, I mean, I've heard people say that it's enjoyable, like to a degree, but if you they say if you kind of have to take the thought that you're actually playing a Mass Effect game away from your mind. You know, just kind of like treat it as like just a regular game, and you can kind of, I guess, enjoy it some. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, and I doubt I ever will.
Man, you're right, if you take away the Mass Effect coat of paint from it, and I've barely even seen that so far. I mean, really, it doesn't even feel or really look. There's one Asari I saw. I've seen an Asari. Everyone else in your group is humans, and they're new aliens that you haven't seen before, and there's nothing Mass Effect about. There's nothing Mass Effect about it. Um, I'm sure there will be later on, but so far it doesn't even feel like a Mass Effect game.
Hmm.
Oh, and the character creation in the game, instant terrible first impressions because of the character creation, and you can't take the default face and customize it. You can either have the default faces, or you can take the custom faces that they give you and then try to change those, and they all look like shit. They look terrible. I mean,
So
the
let me
animations, it looks terrible.
now were the people that were bitching on Twitter like legit, or were they lying about that you cannot not the writer, not the character that you actually the default character, but in the character creation, can you actually create a white person?
I didn't even try. I just picked one of the defaults.
Oh well, I was just wondering because that's what I don't know of anybody else that I would actually trust to tell me that, you know, if it's actually true or not, because I that's one of the things people were saying. But then again, I mean, whenever that internet drama starts, you know, people start adding shit that's not, you know, they're not true and shit like that. So I
Yeah,
figured
I just didn't. I didn't even. I didn't
didn't
even
even
try it because
bother.
the presets look so bad. They looked so bad. I didn't even bother. It was like, well, I better use the one of the default ones. They don't. They're the only ones who don't look like complete garbage.
Oh wow.
And I'll probably keep on my. I'll probably keep on my helmet for as long as I can in this book, or in this game.
Those animations though, man, it's gonna be the
They're
game that
bad.
yeah, it's gonna be the game that keeps giving forever. You know, I mean, the memes that were created out of it were are just priceless.
All right, so they did Mass Effect Andromeda team. Um, They said it's been a week since we officially launched Mass Effect Andromeda worldwide, and we couldn't be more excited that our fans are finally experiencing everything we've worked so hard to create. I don't know how hard you worked on it, really. We've received quite a bit of feedback, some of it positive and some of it critical. That feedback is an important part of our ongoing support for the game, and we can't wait to share more of our immediate plans with you on Tuesday, April 4th. In the meantime, keep your feedback coming. Our team is listening, working around the clock to gather information and plan out solutions to improve and build on Mass Effect Andromeda. Fuck knows what they were doing before the release of the game, but the way that characters move and the way that they walk and their faces will just randomly like make motions at times when no sound's coming out, it's a joke. It's a joke. The team who is in charge of that, I don't know what the hell they were hired to do. I don't know who gave them the ability to make those kinds of decisions. It's a joke. There's no excuse for it. And this is Bioware. This isn't some little. I mean, the game kind of plays and has this look like it's this indie company who's kind of trying to make this game, this breakout game of theirs, and it obviously just lacks the quality of other, AAA titles. This game seems like one of those low budget kind of games that they just tried really hard to make.
That's sad. I mean, for you would
It's
never thought
BioWare.
that. Yeah, but you would never thought that would actually a game like that would have came out of Bioware. You know.
I
I'd
mean,
love
Bioware
to
doesn't
get
mean.
Barry on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah, that's what someone in the audience is saying.
What now?
You get Bullet Barry on.
Oh yeah. Um, in Xbox news, I guess an update that came out today allows users now to record up to 10 minutes of gameplay instead of the 5 minutes that was allowed.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean they're getting there. hopefully they'll extend that more because 10 minutes really isn't that much.
What about Destiny 2? You guys see that?
Oh God, I'm hyped, man. I'm already I've
Just
already
just the
I am
Nathan Fillion trailer.
yes. I am
Um, I mean, Destiny 2's coming out. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me other than that one trailer, that one 2-minute trailer seems to have more character than and personality than the entirety of the first Destiny does.
don't hate on Destiny.
Have they announced the microtransactions for it yet, Rambo?
No, I'm not even worried about that. Right now. I'm just scouring the internet because I will be buying the collector's edition, the custom console, the limited edition, and then the regular physical. I will go all out for the Destiny 2.
Well, based on how Destiny was, I'm not really. I mean, I wanted Destiny 2 to be really
Well,
good.
this one's actually going to be completely different than Destiny 1.
Good, it needs to be. Because
Like
if it
they are,
isn't, they have no hope of getting my money if it isn't completely different.
yeah, no, that's what I mean. They've said that this one is like they're like revamping everything, like not just like a portion of like every last thing is going to be redone. They're redoing how they do side missions. Everything is going to be completely reworked. And they're actually hiring a person. I forgot who they hired, but they hired a pretty well known writer to do the story because this one's actually going to have a story in it.
You know, the other one had a story for it. They just nixed it.
Well, they nixed it because the guy ended up leaving.
No, he left after.
Yeah, he left after, but I mean they nixed it because like after there was some problem with it, whatever like that. But then Activision decided, it'd be best if we just kind of piecemeal all this together.
Like
And
when they
Bungie,
fucked up his story that he had written, then he left.
yeah, yeah, because he actually I think wrote a pretty damn good story, and then he
That's what I
left, and
hear.
then
I hear the
yeah,
original
that's
story was
what
pretty good.
yeah, and then he left, and then that like the story that was left was supposed to be still pretty good, but I think from what the rumors are, I mean, obviously I'm not in Activision or Bungie to be able to say yes for sure, but what it sounded like was Activision decided to they saw what type of game it was going to be and kind of decided, well, we can make more money if we sell it to them in parts. So hopefully they won't do the same thing. I mean, obviously there's going to be parts to it because it's an MMO RPG type game. Um, but hopefully they won't like fuck us all over with story and everything like that in Destiny 2. I don't know. I mean, even though it lacks story, and I found
Like
a
if
way
it
to.
doesn't have like a really good story, but everything else about it works, then that would be fine for me. But
Yeah, see, I mean, the mechanics
there's
in
no reason it can't have a good story.
the
If you're
mechanics in Destiny were some of the best first-person shooter mechanics that we've seen on like I would I mean I can't say PC because I haven't played every first-person shooter on PC, but on consoles for sure. I mean, as far as this generation goes, the mechanics it was great gameplay. Uh, but it was a whole lot better. I mean, the only time that you could actually truly have fun and get lost in it was whenever you had your friends with you and playing, because otherwise it would just get boring really fast.
Jay says he knows more than you, and he really wants to join to tell you stuff, I guess, about Destiny.
Oh, because it's about his little Halo writer bullshit that wrote that. I don't care what Jay has to say about Destiny.
Okay, well, see, Jay, I left it up to Rambo because you two kind of butt heads, for a lack of a better word, I guess.
I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to the whole like pre-setting of Destiny. I caught a lot of this shit like afterwards. But because I mean, I got lost in the damn game. I could care less about all the stuff that happened before. Um, I did get upset with the whole cutting out content like that was still on the disc. You could tell.
yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. And let's see, Persona 5. Y'all seen the reviews the reviews that came in for that. It's a PS3, PS4 exclusive. Um It's got a 94 rating on the Metacritic, or at least at the time that I looked, it had a 94. Um, but at, now this is kind of weird. Sega is the publisher, Atlas is the developer, but Sega owns Atlas. And now Sega also did Yakuza, and they also did Alien Isolation and Valkyria Chronicles and all those other games. But all those other games allow you to use share play and the share button feature, basically where you can share screenshots and upload videos and stuff to YouTube and stuff straight from your PS4. Atlas has came out and said, even after the worldwide launch on April 4th, they are blocking that feature completely from that game.
Any reason why?
They said that they want to keep it to avoid spoilers, but
Bullshit.
yeah, it's bullshit. We're trying to figure out like actually what motivation they could have behind it, because there's been a whole lot of I guess publicity, I guess, from Sony on Sony's side, as far as
Man, your voice is all janky. You're gonna have to start that all
Is
over
it-
again.
is it better?
No.
I mean,
Holy crap, brimstones.
voice
Oh,
is-
yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at this. Episode 20, Jay Waxed edition, huh?
It's J Sentries jacks it to Smurfs.
All right, is it better now?
Like Smurf accounts,
No, like, Papa Smurf. Like Smurfs. Blue Smurfs.
like exclusively just Papa Smurf.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
exclusively Papa.
There's been a few things up there, Brim. At one point, Jay is gay was flashing for a while.
Let's see if I can change the server real quick as far as...
But we want to try to figure out why what is blocking that access.
All right, try that now.
Me?
There you go. Yep. I
All
put
right.
the server to central so that way everybody should be able to connect.
Okay. The Persona Atlas, who the developers for Persona 5 are blocking all share play access and share feature access from the PS4. But like I can still use my Elgato and capture screenshots and upload to YouTube, but I'm not sure if they're going to the point of like disabling share play at all, or the share feature.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is that if you upload to YouTube through the Elgato, they're going to be like Nintendo and claim it, because that there would be no other reason for them to, or no other. The whole spoiler thing doesn't work out considering it's a worldwide release. So to me it's some kind of shady shit they're doing.
Yeah. They're trying to cash. They see Nintendo doing it, and they're like, "Hey, we could do that too."
Yeah, I hope
it's
that
a
doesn't-
Overwatch game. Yeah.
I hope that does not become a thing.
Overwatch is tough to play.
What have you guys covered thus far?
Not too much EA stuff and
Rags and
we
Black
talked about
Bond
Andromeda
and
a little bit.
Rags and Black Bond. Oh, I missed that topic.
yeah, we didn't really stay on it too long because it's
There's something else that
Rags
needs to be
is
said.
racist?
Rags is racist because he's black. Rags is black.
I'm trans black.
Trans black, identifies as a toaster sexually. Let's see. Well, is there anything else that you guys are gonna be willing to cover or wanting to
Well,
cover?
there was a couple of things that I now gotta go back and remember what they were. While I'm looking for this thing, I'm working on. By the time when the podcast ends, I should have my 50th platinum, which is good. I got into in the last 2 days.
Fallout Shelter is on Steam.
Wow, we got to go now. I've been waiting for that thing to launch on Steam.
Up next, Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Yay! Candy
Collector's
Crush.
edition, man. They're
I
having
got
a
I got a question now. If they were to do that, like, would that still kill computers as it does fucking cell phones? Like, like I wonder about that. Think about that. How many Samsung Galaxies do you know of that probably died, or Apple phones that died at what Candy Crush does to phones, dude. Like that shit is ridiculous.
Well, it's because of I think it's because of how long people are actually on that damn thing. Because they have to for the amount of money that, like, because they said like 450,000 pounds is spent just by the UK women per day
Right back.
on that game.
Bro, I mean, let me put it this way. I can run Crisis all day on this computer and everything will be fine. How the fuck can Candy Crush, a simple app like that, crush phones like it does? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it must be taxing. I don't know. On their, I don't know. That's a good question though, because a single app shouldn't be able to kill a phone, no matter
That's
how
what
long
I'm
you run.
saying.
No matter how long you run it.
That's what I'm saying, man. That shit should not be happening. That should not be a thing. That is unnatural. And as far as I got questions, I just want to answer them. My gig internet, you guys. No, I'm not getting the full gig yet. We got a tech guy coming out tomorrow. He's gonna see what's up because I'm only getting like 860 of my connection with only maybe if I'm lucky 15 up. I should be at a full gig with 50 up. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But new modem and router combo are pretty sexy. I can record porn, stream porn, and possibly, I don't
Not
know,
your
watch
own.
porn on 30 different things. So, hey. Man. Poorly optimized. Well, I changed the Discord server, you guys, to Central, so that way it would make these two less robotic.
What do you mean? These two less robotic.
They were, when I first came in, they said you guys sounded like robots, you and Rambo. So I changed the ingest server to Central because it was on the West Coast, and it cleared you guys up. So, anything new with you guys or over the week or no? Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm just tired. Like I
not really.
always tend to be nowadays.
Right. Well, yeah, you're fucking working, coming here, doing this, working. I mean,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna actually have to bail really soon because I got work at 4.
oh,
I gotta get up for work at
fun.
4.
All right, man.
Yeah, so I'll probably just I don't know. It's just I mean it's just good to I can't even play this game. Shit.
You sound
Ugh,
like a
it
zombie,
just-
sir. Go to sleep.
No, it's fine.
Sleepy time.
He's lying. They are robots.
There's too much dead time in these damn things. Midnight is just a shit time for us to do this podcast.
Well, unfortunately, I work nights, so I mean, you guys could when we get that channel going, fully launched. I mean, I'll probably rarely be here then, if all at all. So
Why's that?
because it sounds like he wants to do it earlier, and unfortunately, I'm at work at those times. So it's our work schedules are just off. That's all. I mean, we could probably do it early in the morning. If you want to do it early in the morning, that means we just
No, I work mornings.
see. Oh, fuck.
Well then.
Right.
Did you see the outrage on Twitter about the Time DLC,
For what?
Destiny 2?
I didn't know. I
No.
didn't even know it had time DLC.
Yeah, it has Time DLC for PlayStation up and it says at least until fall of 2018.
I'm a little.
Well, that kind of stinks.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as what it was with the last Destiny. It was a year Time DLC.
That's a year's difference.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's not all the DLC. So, like, what would happen is, like, say an expansion pack would drop. It would drop for both consoles, but PlayStation would get like maybe 2 exclusive weapons and maybe an exclusive strike or 2. And then like a year later they would get, they would get the strike. But I mean, like, say the content that would drop with like maybe like 3 or 4 strikes for everybody, and like 6 or 7 weapons for everybody. But then PlayStation would, on top of that, get a strike and a couple of weapons or something like that. So that stuff is what's timed, not the actual meat of the the meat of the game, like the raids and stuff like that. And what's funny is like all the Xbox guys were like getting like pissed off about it because apparently they thought, I guess, since Scorpio was coming out, that shit like that would change. But it's kind
Why
of funny
would that
because
have anything to do with it?
because they honestly believe that Sony is going to lose all their marketing rights for these games once these developers see 4K 60 frames per second. I'm like going to, you realize it has nothing to do with power, that the reason why they're with Sony. It has everything to do with the fact that they have 45 million more consoles sold than what Xbox does. There's more customers there, so therefore that's the reason why they went with them. It's just kind of simple business, but
Yeah.
The what's funny though is like Crap Gamer did a video titled something along the lines of, "Is Call of Duty coming home?"
Call of Duty coming home.
Yeah, talking about like back to is a time DLC coming back to Xbox One where it belongs. And then like 2 days later or a day later or even maybe an hour later, knowing him, he did another video. Somebody linked me to these 2 videos or screenshots of them. Destiny 2 has time DLC and the fans are outraged. I'm like going, dude, you were just like bragging about time DLC, like all of a sudden, and then now it's like a problem. But like what people are saying, like, I can understand 30 days, but a year, I'm like, but once you understand and made 30 days okay by not complaining back then you gave way to the year DLC.
Yeah, when it's fine for it to be in your favor, then there's no reason for you to complain when all of a sudden it's in favor of somebody else.
Yeah, I was like, going, just because it's a longer time frame than what it was before, like on your consoles or whatever, back whenever you was enjoying the 30 days or whatever. I said that because you didn't complain back then and say that this is anti-consumer, that nobody should be without for paying the exact same price for the content. Since you didn't do that and you accepted it and you were overjoyed with the 30 days, 30 days early, that gave way to these companies that said, okay, well, they were fine with 30 days. Let's try a year. I was like, you gave them an inch and they took a mile. I was like, you can't complain about it now.
Oh, these Crap Gamer thumbnails they're something else, man. They are something else.
They really are.
Xbox doesn't have an exclusive problem. It has a biased and ignorant media problem. And his thumbnail has games for his exclusives. He has games like Titanfall, Dead Rising 4, Recore, Halo 5, Rise Son of Rome, Gears of War 4. It's like, those aren't exclusives. Also, you put Dead Rising 4 twice. I don't. Oh, Halo Wars 2 is not. No, it's not. A lot of these are not exclusives. I don't know.
I think the only ones that are actually still exclusive is Halo 5 and Sunset Overdrive.
No, Halo 5's on PC.
Well, the Halo 5 Forges, but not the actual game.
Halo 5's all custom games, has a server browser and everything.
Right. What I'm saying is like the actual,
It's not
like
the single player.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
actual
single player.
the full
so,
game.
The shit people don't care about.
That's the only thing I ever played it for. I don't care about the multiplayer on Halo. Did you see the Halo World Championships though?
Halo World Championships? No.
The esports championships? It was fucking embarrassing.
Of course I didn't. Why would you ask a silly question?
It was on. I mean, I didn't watch it. I mean, it was on Twitter. People were tweeting out this image, and then outside this building, it had like deflated balloons. And then inside this building, they took pictures of people watching the championship, and there was like 6 people there. And obviously it wasn't like for the VIPs and stuff. The VIPs were there in the actual, like, where it was actually happening, but the seating for the people to come watch it, like where it's usually full, had like I mean, it looked like it was like I don't know, like maybe I don't know. It was sad. I mean, they had like phase optics and stuff, or not phase optics, but some optics guy, optics clan, tweeting
Yeah.
out going that he was actually like saddened by it because it was so pathetic as far as the turnout goes.
Well, Halo's got so much more actual competitive competition now, and the Xbox isn't doing that hot this generation, and they have not brought that to PC in the best way that they can. So, I mean, the game itself, I don't see why it couldn't be, a popular MLG thing. But I mean, it used to be.
Yeah, they basically they were saying that the old or the other Halo World Championships, whenever they were actually there was a whole lot more people actually there watching the thing go down. But this time, this year it was just dead.
Oh,
Like
Rambo J says that's a conspiracy. They took pictures of the overflow tint. They did not take pictures of the main stage.
that's not a conspiracy. I just said, God, you have you seriously. This is the reason why you can't come in here, man, because you have no comprehension skills. I just said the VIP people were actually, where the actual place was. The people were actually competing. I said that's where the people go to watch the actual thing. It wasn't no overflow. That's just where people went to go watch it. That weren't VIPs or actually competing. And it was not no conspiracy thing because the media, the people that don't get into that fanboy bullshit, the like optics and all them, the people that actually do the MLG shit, um, they were actually even tweeting it out saying the exact same thing. They have nothing to gain from trying to drum up a fanboy war. So it was actually legit. You just
My
don't want to
toy's better
believe
than
it.
yours. My toy's
You,
better than yours.
you just don't want to believe it that Halo's dead. Nobody gives a shit about Master Bitch anymore.
Oh my god.
Well, that's because they made the story not about him. I mean, there is all of these things that they're doing.
They're
It's
gonna,
just,
yeah, it's gonna hurt.
why?
Jay's gonna show up at your house, Rambo.
Halo.
It's like
That's
you have all these games on PC that have worldwide appeal and popularity, and then you have a game like Halo, and it has a faltering user base because of the Xbox sales, and they're still not really, still not pushing it hard on PC.
You're just being biased.
I don't know.
it's I don't yeah I really don't understand their concept on that because I mean if if they're everybody's saying that the whole reason they did this whole Windows 10 ecosystem is because like to help out with the uh like the failing sales of the Xbox One, to be able to counteract some of the money they would lose, which is actually a good idea. But then you don't bring the number one title, the number one asked for by the platform you're putting all your games on. You don't bring that one. It makes no sense to me.
You have to. Not enough people aren't buying it on Xbox. Not like they used to. If you want to keep it up, you're gonna have to make the game itself better, and you're gonna have to make the campaign itself better, and you're gonna have to take all the things that made it good in the past and find a way to keep them relevant with all the modern competition. And if you don't do that, then it's just not gonna keep up.
The only problem is that I think from at least from what I mean I could be wrong here, but 343 when they took over, like their
Fucked up
games,
Halo.
yeah, their games hasn't been even near on par with what um, Bungie's Halo was. And
Well, yeah, people don't have faith in the new company, and after as much Halo 4 as I played, I don't care. I mean, Halo 4 was okay, I guess. Sort of. It was all right.
Sort of.
It was all right, but it ran like dog shit, and it looked, and the campaign was pretty good, but I mean, there's a lot of pretty good campaigns. I mean, this isn't like the first Halo was so good, from the levels to the way that everything it was so good. The campaign for the first 3 was good. For
Yeah.
Reach, it was good. And Halo 4 was like, okay, it's pretty good, I guess. The multiplayer was, it's all right.
See, that's what I from the people that have played all of them, whatever, like that they've said that Bungie made Halo stand out, like each time that they made one.
Yeah.
And then 343 is basically made just a first person shooter.
Pretty much. It's just another first person shooter. Even Reach had so much character to it.
I thought 5 wasn't bad.
You did.
It wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't. No, I mean it wasn't terrible, but I mean it wasn't anything. When you hear Halo, you're expecting like greatness, you know. And it to me. I mean, it was just like I could have been playing a COD campaign. I mean, it was about as appealing to me as a Call of Duty campaign.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, I mean they're okay, but I mean they're forgettable. And the whole build up and how they lied to everybody about that
the build up,
campaign.
yeah, that build up was pretty bad.
That kind of just pissed me off. The whole you're gonna get to fight, Locke and Master Chief, and then when you actually do get to fight, you basically just shake hands and go, "Let's go kick some ass." Come on, man. This whole build up.
That was probably one of the worst marketing decisions Microsoft has ever done.
I think they. If somebody said, I think it was maybe even Jay said that they maybe done that to keep the focus away from Cortana being the what she ended up being. But still, I mean, figure out a different way than to build it up with nothing but a lie like that. I mean, there was like little video snippets released and everything. All these different hints about like them fighting, and you get to that damn part, and you're like, "Hey, bud, what's up, man? Hey, let's go kick some ass." Okay.
Well,
Basically, it was just disappointing.
You put him on the cover, and you only play as him for what, 4 missions, 3?
Yeah, it was very. You play as Master Chief very little in that game, and that also bothered me too because I didn't like playing as Locke.
None of them seem interesting.
No, Locke didn't have the same character as Master Chief does. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Halo 6, like because from what the rumors were, is like that Master Chief is gonna they're gonna start working Master Chief out of Halo, like to where it's gonna basically be kind of rewritten with newer characters. I just don't know how you get rid of Master Chief out of Halo.
Yeah, I really don't think you can.
Yeah, I mean it'd be like them coming out with Uncharted 5 and like Nathan Drake and none of them in there, but then trying to build the story around Chloe. Like I understand like if you want to reboot it, like reboot the franchise and like name it something else or Halo something, but to where it's like still in the Halo universe, but it's not like continuing on the numbered system with the Halo franchise.
Yeah.
Then yeah, but like with the Uncharted, like if they did like Uncharted instead of doing Uncharted 5, if they did like Uncharted we'll just say like the female edition or whatever, I'd be okay. I mean, I'd be okay with that. I could learn to like that as a different type of story. But if they tried like Uncharted 5 and just let Chloe be like the lead, and yeah, I would be like, no, this ain't it. This ain't working for me. Because you can't build up a character to be a huge part of the series like that, or the main part of the series, and then just like arbitrarily decide, okay, well, enough's enough. We're gonna take him out.
I think 6 was kind of like an experiment to see what would happen with really shitty marketing.
Oh, you mean 5?
Yeah.
Or 5, yeah, sorry.
I was like going 6. Like, did you see something about 6? I didn't. Like,
everything
breaking
about
news.
it just doesn't look appealing. I mean,
It's
I
like I said, it was.
why bother when there's so many other games out there? Why bother going through
I
all
hear
jumping through all the hoops?
I hear the multiplayer is actually pretty decent, but the campaign just it
Jay is fucking squirming because you're talking about Halo without him.
Well, we didn't get time for him to go into this 2-hour rant about Halo and. Oh, I watched the Kid Smooth stream tonight, and
Sorry.
apparently, oh no, it was kind of funny because, um, it was him and his guys in a stream, and then like he was like basically it was at the end of his stream, and he was trying to get people to donate to their Patreon to force Hard 8 because they at their on their Patreon you can pick a game for them to play, but to force Hard 8 to play a certain game called like Fragments of Him. I don't know what it's about or whatever, but I guess apparently Hard 8 does not want to play this game. And all of a sudden, like Hard 8 came into the chat, and so did Weapon Wheel or BG, and they ended up getting put onto the stream, or I guess get the sent a link from Kids Move, and now all of a sudden it turned it out like people were going to actually donate money to make him pay, and then all of a sudden they came in there, and now Kid Smooth, in order to get him to play that game, Kid Smooth has to actually beat Uncharted 4 on Crushing complete through live stream because he's never played these games on the hardest difficulty.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
So if you've played Uncharted on Crushing, you'll know that it's
It's pretty fucking rough.
yeah.
Like those bots have fucking aimbot. It's ridiculous. They
Yeah,
just
and
zoom in
you
on you before you even come around the corner.
yes. And now in Uncharted 4 on Crushing, it's like even worse because there's a part where they're like you have to run through like a tight quarters, like in a hallway, and lined on the hallway are mummies that explode or whatever, like they have bombs attached to them. And yeah, the whole fucking room that before was is like it's full of them. The hallway's full of them. So like you have to try to like bounce around and not get. Oh, it's just it. I almost wanted to throw my controller a few times. It's frustrating. So it's going to be fun watching him play that because he played it on normal and he has never gone back to try to beat it again on Crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he tried to like compare Rise Son of Rome on Legendary, thinking he's like, well, I beat
There's
that
no
on Legendary.
contest. Yeah, there's
Yeah, he's like, I beat that on Legendary, so I should be okay with Crushing. I was like, yeah, there's no.
That's not how this works.
No, Rise on Legendary is like Uncharted on
Normal.
Explorer or normal. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
Rise is pretty easy.
Dude, I remember playing Uncharted 2 with Crushing, and I was ready to throw my fucking controller out of a window. So I know
Uncharted 2 was a fucking bitch.
I mean, those bitches were like, "Hey, you're around the corner. Oh no, you're not. I'm just gonna pre-fire you and watch you die."
Yeah, you'd be getting shot from a sniper like that you couldn't even see, and you were getting killed, and you couldn't figure out how the hell to kill him because you can't even see him. But yeah, he's shooting you around the corner and like from 30 yards beyond where your vision couldn't even see him. It's all one shot, one kill for them to kill you. But for you to kill them, they're like bullet sponges. They'll take 2 or 3, 4 or 5 bullets.
I need to head out. I got work in a little bit.
All right, man.
All right, bud. Yeah, we get Rise for free next month.
Yeah, finally.
That's only been like a year coming.
I don't
Maybe
understand
2.
like why Sony or Microsoft hasn't released their. Well, first of all, like Microsoft hasn't really done a whole lot of their exclusives for free. On the
They
games
don't
of
have
gold.
that many, to be fair. I mean,
Well, this is true. As far as like the ones that they could give away and people would be happy with. But still, I mean, you would think that by now they would have at least given Rise or Sunset. But it's just weird that
they did give Sunset
4 years.
They did
The
give
giveaway
Sunset.
Sunset. Yeah.
Yep.
They gave away Sunset as far as games of gold.
Yeah.
I can't remember. They've been 4 years now. So I mean, so they gave Sunset, but they didn't give Rise.
I'm pretty sure
That's
they did at
odd.
one point. I wouldn't doubt it. Rise wasn't exactly a good seller, and they usually don't give away good sellers. So you know what I mean.
Why Walmart's still trying to get rid of copies for like $5 and $10 on clearance?
Oh, did you see that? Oh my gosh! Oh, these fucking fanboys are just they're tiresome, really. they were tweeting out the UK sales charts for the week, and Rise, Forza 5, a bunch of a bunch of the launch exclusives or whatever for Xbox were actually higher up on the sales chart than some of the exclusives that like Near Automata that just launched for PS4. And they were like going, all the fanboys were going, man, the Xbox One's launch exclusives are actually beating Near Automata. And I was like going, y'all don't, y'all can't be this fucking stupid. Like the reason why, and if they actually, because somebody tweeted them, replied to every single one of these people's tweets with these pictures, is Game and another place over there were actually giving away those exact games that were actually on the sales charts free with like purchase of a console.
Not only
Oh,
that,
boy.
they've been out since launch. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus.
So it's like, yeah, just these people, man, they're just so fucking tiring that.
Why are we talking about these idiots again? Because last time I remember, didn't we like already verify like these motherfuckers don't even have these games? We looked at their charts. Like, what's the point of even?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, JTech had a go at me.
Awesome.
He's a fucking retard. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because somebody they kicked out one of the. I was on Titanfall Princess's podcast
Yeah,
this
no,
past
I
Friday.
saw the tweet that day. I was there. Remember?
Yeah, they
tweet
kicked out.
was
They kicked out
yeah.
that damn kid. He's a kid. He lives with his parents. He still goes to school. But since he's not on, they kicked him out because first of all,
He plays Call of Duty, and he doesn't
plays
get on
Call of
all the
yes,
time.
he plays Call of Duty instead of exclusives. And it took him too long to beat God of War compared to other people in the Legion. And he wasn't on his PS4 for 3 weeks or whatever. I'm like going, yeah, because life, it happens, and parents, ground kids and stuff. I don't know. I mean that there's some kind of fucking crazy thing. Well, this guy started tweeting out, going and talking about how this guy is a fraud. It takes him so long and whatever. And I'm like going, but doesn't that make your leader a fraud? Considering he can't even beat The Last of Us on anything other than easy. And so JTech decided to take to me, and he looked at my PSN account, and you figured that somebody that's head of the PlayStation Legion would understand how the PS4 actually works. Because he showed a picture of my video that says like over 400 games or whatever.
He said you only play like 200 or
Yeah, but my
like
PSN only showed like 200 games because that's all that's installed on my system at the time. So I'm like going, you do realize that I can't have like all 400 on my system. Like I don't have that big of a hard drive.
Uh-huh.
And why would I want 400? I don't need 400 games installed because I can't play all 400 of them simultaneously.
He's a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah, and so therefore I'm a fraud. And I'm like going, yeah, whatever, man. Just he went back and blocked me again, of course, and then started subtweeting me over on his page. But people, I guess people he didn't block were taking screenshots and sending them to me. And
Yeah, I
it's
took
fucking
screenshots
hilarious.
and I took screenshots of the retard that was saying, "Well, all you do is play Call of Duty, and you don't really play any of your other games." And that's exactly why he got removed. And I was like, "What? Are you fucking serious? Like, is this really a thing?"
Yes, they have a rule there that because I asked the guy whenever he got let go, we were in the private call, and I asked him, I was like, he said, well, at least now I get to play what I want, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, he goes, I really like, he goes, I like to play multiplats, and they don't like that. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, did he actually say that? I said, did they actually tell you that you cannot play multiplats? And he's like, well, they didn't tell me. They just told me that would be a good idea if I didn't.
Wow.
And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, how do you call yourself a gamer, but then like dictate what somebody else can play?
It's easy. People do it all the time.
But this is true. But I mean, I wonder how they call themselves gamers. It blows my fucking mind.
I would love for them to do that to me because I'm like 30 and I play a lot of Call of Duty compared to exclusives.
Well, yeah, it's sad because this kid, I think he more than likely he was new to YouTube, and I think that he was a PlayStation guy, and I think they kind of just saw him and thought, okay, well, I'm going to recruit him or whatever. And now this kid got kicked out of the damn the people he thought had his back or were his friends or whatever, got kicked out because he doesn't play exclusives only. It just
And
blows my.
he's not on 24 hours.
Yeah, he's on 20. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't make gaming his fucking
life.
Like, I'm sorry that
JTech stuff. I wonder if JTech's still. See, like when I last talked to that kid, me and him were cool. He was a janitor over in like some fucking place in Washington or whatever. He was a fucking janitor, and I always wondered like, why the fuck is this kid like so obsessed with gaming? I'm like, oh, okay, well he's. Yeah, I think he does have some mental issues because the last conversation I had with that kid when we were still on good terms was him showing me his PlayStation home house.
Oh, he did that to everyone.
Look, Bram, look what I bought. Bram, hey Bram, look what I brought. Yeah, I spend $15 a month for PlayStation Home to stay alive. I really support this brand. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Whatever, that's you. Not gonna diss you for it. A little weird, but whatever.
Yeah. I never got into the PlayStation Home thing, but
Yeah.
that's just
His gamer tag wasn't JTech TV either. It was Pyro 2000 and X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's Tech Boy 88.
Tech Boy is his original PSN, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I look back and I found his Last of Us. He didn't even play the Last of Us remastered. I think he played a little bit of the multiplayer. But then I look back at the actual original Last of Us, and he beat the game, but the only thing he beat it on was easy. And I'm like, you can't be sitting there like calling people frauds and shit like that when you're playing your fucking games on easy. I mean, that's what a casual does. Like, you can't be saying like you're a hardcore gamer and playing on easy.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have to boot my Xbox up and change the difficulty on a few games.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta check the stream out. The last night's stream that me and Shane did on Beam. I was testing out the capabilities for Beam service on Xbox. It seemed like it did pretty good. Well,
he says nothing wrong with being a janitor, but JTech being a janitor is wrong.
Especially if he cleans bathrooms. I'd be afraid.
I wouldn't go in there with him.
Come on, man. You don't want to go and give the kid a hand.
People are worried about like same sexes or different sexes using bathrooms or whatever. I'd be worried about JTech cleaning my bathroom.
I'd just be worried. I'd actually be worried.
Doesn't he have like got a syphil herp?
Go ahead, damn it.
Got a syphil herp AIDS.
He's got the herp, doesn't he? The herp. All right, sorry. Go ahead. You
I would just be worried about him, like being around him. Like he just seems like a very unstable individual. He's not all together there. I kind of like give him the benefit of the doubt sometimes because I realize that maybe he can't help it.
Good guy, Rambo.
But damn, I mean, it's hard. But yeah, I think I lost some followers because I had some people I guess that were part of his legion, but they kind of like got pissed off at me whenever I was making fun of the legion.
Because you're a fucking bully, Rambo.
Well, because somebody said somebody said, why would somebody want to be a part of the Legion if they're not going to play the exclusives? And somebody was like, one of the guys in the Legion was like, yeah, I know, right? And he was, I was like, well, why would somebody want to be a part of the Legion? And the guy was like, well, yeah, that's true. And I was like, yeah, it's like, because really, I said, every one of us PlayStation guys, we laugh at them. Like they're more of a meme to us than anything else.
Well, you're not the only ones. I mean, everybody fucking laughs at them. I mean, even the we guys laugh at them. Like, for fuck's sake, you know how many Nintendo fans I know that like clown them to like hell and back? Like, I mean, Nobody likes this group.
Even like the severe man-child Nintendo fans, I'm talking the ones that have a good luck booger attached to the top of their controller and live with their parents still. They
Good luck,
laugh at the
booger.
PlayStation Legion.
Well, and rightfully
Look at
so,
it
though,
saying
man.
fucking good luck booger. Like
I didn't even know those things existed, but I'm about to try that one of these days.
Well, I mean, you never like, like went to a friend's house and like they got a kid that's like
Oh God,
obviously
no.
old enough to leave, won't leave, has a Super Nintendo with a crusty controller in his room. No.
Oh no.
Okay.
wait a second. Wait, should I be worried like how fast you said "Oh God, no" when he said, "Have you ever gone to a friend's house?" Like
Rambo.
I don't go to people's house. I don't like people. I've really I've made this really clear. I mean, I like y'all. I can deal with y'all. I'm not. I'm
Just not
here.
Jay.
But if it came like to like hanging out and shit, like probably not, because I don't like people. Inevitably, somebody's gonna say something stupid. I'm gonna end up saying something, and then it's just gonna end up.
It's all awkward. Like I'm kind of in the same boat. Like
I just
there's
I
you
don't like
guys, and that's about it.
The older I get, the less I like people.
That's because the older you get, the dumber they get for some reason, and I can't
Exactly.
figure that part out.
It's kind of scary. I'm kind of scared to get older because I mean, if they get any more stupid, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna end up having a heart attack, or just taking the rest of my pills and going enough with this world. Whatever's on the other side's got to be better than this.
God, I hope you got a PS4. I'm coming.
I'm gonna hug my collection on the way, just so that way whenever I die, I can take it with me.
Dude, you better have that buried with you. I mean, that's your life's work.
that's fucking funny.
I just got a title in today that you can't tell what it is because it's in Japanese, but it's like mahjong, like the mahjong tiles. I was like, sweet. I mean, I saw that. I was like, I gotta get that just for the fact that it's mahjong. I mean, I love playing mahjong.
Old people normally do, Rambo. That's a thing.
So I'm gonna move to Japan. That's where I need to go.
They get all the games.
I get all the mahjong and all the games, and yes, I can play mahjong on the table and on my PS4 over there. Can you actually buy mahjong titles anywhere?
Only place I know of is pretty much like Japan and China and shit.
I saw them once at a Rite Aid pharmacy. They were some cheap ass plastic ones, but I mean, it served the purpose.
Do they give you instructions on like how to set it up? Because I would never know how to set it up. I just let the computer usually do that for me. I would just go home and start stacking this shit everywhere, like in different little areas. Like, okay.
He's got some in the kitchen, some on his desk.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like you'd be surprised at the shit that Japan has on disc. Like, they got some really weird games.
Isn't all their internet like Giga Nigga internet over there?
I think so, yeah.
Why the fuck would they have discs then?
I think that they have like that same type of, because the UK has that law that protects the consumer to where like if it's available by digital, then it's got to be available by physical medium as well, something like that. I mean, I know that I'm quoting the law wrong, but it's something along those lines to where they have more than one choice. And it doesn't apply for some reason. Like it doesn't apply to every single thing over in the UK. So I don't really understand how the law actually is enforced and works and stuff. But that's kind of the gist of it. But I think that Japan must have the same type of thing too, because they have like you said, they have like some hella internet over there, but they get like mahjong on fucking disc. Like I would never have thought mahjong would have ever made its way to a disc. I figured that would have been like a silent release.
Yeah. Did someone say use panty machines? Maybe.
They have those over there.
Yep, go get in the chat knows about them.
I think that we actually should start that here.
Oh, it depends where they get their used panties from. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't even use it, but I mean, could you imagine how rich we'd be?
Yeah, we would be pretty rich.
We need to start a Kickstarter.
Fuck yes, Brim's good at starting pointless Kickstarters. We've done it before. Get on that shit.
I imagine we'd probably get funded for that, but I mean, we'd have to like part of the funding and part of the tiers would be like we'd have to find that enough money to fund the girls that would be the ones supplying the underwear, or we could just get Brim to wear them.
Fuck yeah, get Brim to wear the underwear.
Like they don't have to actually technically come from a female.
Like, this is possible. Like, you guys don't even know. Brim and I have started a Kickstarter for one giant white man to be raped by 200 black men, and we only wanted grape soda for the black men. An actual thing. I'm not joking.
Did you get funded at all, or
No, we took it down because the guy we started it for was all offended. And besides, I think Kickstarter would have taken it down pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, probably with the whole racial undertone in there.
Oh yeah, and then the fact that we were like telling them those guys were gonna rape him, so
Yeah.
you know, promoting rape and racist humor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking though that we could possibly get by with the whole Kickstarter for the used panty machine.
We probably could. We could buy old Coke machines to dispense them.
Yeah, and I really think that we'd have something. I mean, because they sell like the panties, from what I understand over there, sell for quite a damn bit of money each, depending on exactly actually where you, what type of girl you're getting it from. The cost could go up. So we could definitely look into this. I don't think I could launch it here in Oklahoma though, because I think that the Bible Belt might frown upon, you know, the used panty machine next to being next to the Coke machine, you know, in the local hospitals and stuff.
Well, there's that, and America's so like, you know, I guess liberal, like, because you can identify as really whatever sex you want and more. Like, I don't see how we would get away with just calling them like women's panties or whatever.
Oh yeah, because we'd have to like, where's the man and where's the other sex and other cans and all
And
them.
where's the leaf blowers? I mean, because there's, you know, you can identify as whatever you want.
Yeah, we'd have to like be an all-inclusive vending machine. Oh, did you hear about the I forgot where she's from, but the 18-year-old virgin that auctioned off her virginity?
Yep, for 2.3 billion or million euros.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is
People
what,
are up
almost 3 million US dollars.
Yeah, people are pissed. She's gonna get like 1.7 or 1.6 of that of the euros. I don't know. That's gonna work out to roughly $2 million probably. But people are mad at that, saying that like shaming her, talking about like she's a slut and it's terrible. It's making a mockery of stuff. And I'm thinking, y'all fight for the right to do stuff with your own body, and then she does stuff with her own body, and then you get pissed off at her for it.
It's not only that, she's not actually she's better than a prostitute because that's her virginity. So it means she, for those of you that don't know, and there might be a few listeners, she's never had sex.
Jay.
Jay, that's for you. Virgin means never had sex.
Yeah, so she's definitely not a slut, but they're saying that she's a slut because she's selling off her sex, her first time. I don't understand. I don't understand their logic. I mean, like you get pissed off if we shame you, but then you turn around and shame your own because you don't like what they do. But it's just they're fucking hypocrites.
If you ask me, the guy that bought it, joke's on him because his first time with that chick is gonna suck.
It's gonna be like just minutes, and really, I mean, is it really worth that fucking much money? Like, you must have a shit ton of money. I'm sure with that type of money, well, with that type of money, he could have actually found a virgin for a hell of a lot cheaper.
There are virgins that would have probably been like, you get me a pack of cigarettes and a Coke?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm down. We're good, man. Can I stay the night a couple of nights and we're good? Yeah. And like that would have been a hell of a lot cheaper on them than 2 million pounds to what, fuck a virgin?
yeah, that's
It's not all that great.
I sure as hell wouldn't have paid that, even if I was lucky.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I get the whole the I guess the elusiveness or the want to or whatever, but
Fantasy kind of thing.
yeah, the fantasy type thing, yeah, but I just don't see it being worth 2 million like 2 million, oh, basically $2 million, $3 million, whatever. I don't see it being worth that at all.
Yeah. Those of you that have ever been with a virgin know that that's not even worth $10. It's going
No,
to
you're getting
suck.
fucked. Yeah, you are getting fucked out of that money, man. Like literally. Well, not really literally. I mean, in the end, you're gonna be jacking it to Smurfs, but
Jay.
Jay can't like type right now because he's like searching on the internet right now. He's like trying to figure out where this website is so he can bid on the next one.
He's like, my army pension. That's where it's going.
It's like he's calling his recruiter now, going, we got to learn how, we got to withdraw, man. We're starting to put virginity on the internet. It's on eBay now.
No, there's like an agency that does that now, right?
Yeah, it's called the Cinderella Agency or something like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I just got back. I'm like, Cinderella Agency.
Fill
What
him
the
in,
fuck?
Rambo,
We're talking about the 18-year-old that has auctioned off her virginity.
Oh, I knew about her. Didn't she already do it?
For the tune of £2 million.
Oh, this must be another chick because I know one became a billionaire off of hers.
She did it for £2 million to a Hong Kong businessman. And I'm thinking to myself, going like, you've got a hell of a lot of fucking money to burn.
Cool dude says, bring it down to $50 and I'm interested.
Well, I mean, $50 would be a little bit more reasonable. But 2 million, I just think it's not worth it.
You better make that virgin addicted to your dick. Y'all are just a bunch of perverts.
Yeah, but I guess the liberals are and the feminists are like shaming her.
Oh boy, why? She's a billionaire over fucking night.
Calling her a slut. They're slut shaming her and saying that how dare her sell something so precious. To put a price on something so precious as her virginity. I'm like going, it's hers, man. Y'all fight for the right to do stuff with your own body.
Who's doing this? Who's doing this?
The liberal feminist.
The liberal feminist, the very same that like sat there and was like, you guys shouldn't shame sex workers.
Yes.
Or now.
Yeah. Exactly. And they're also shaming her for the ones that the ones that are shaming her for that, and what was it, selling her something that was like so so vital or so precious to her, whatever. I'm like going, y'all sit there and fight for this whole Roe v. Wade thing, talking about it's a woman's right to choose what they do with their own body, and then a woman chooses to do something with their own body, and then you hate on her for it. It just
it makes perfect sense to me. You know? Yeah.
It's like, you might as well come on into gaming because y'all have about the same mentality as some of these people.
So I'm downloading hundreds of megabytes in a matter of milliseconds right now. I love it.
Fast internet is fun, ain't it?
Yeah. So I average a gig a second, damn near.
Yeah, my
life is good.
My son's on Wi-Fi and on his original PS4, so the Wi-Fi card isn't as great. Isn't even as good as like the Xbox One wireless card.
Oh God.
And so he tried downloading Rocket League, and it said like 11 hours or something like that. And the other day, I guess he downloaded Call of Duty, and it was like 60 some gigabytes. And he's like, is there any way I can come in here and plug it into here? And I was like, yeah, so I let him bring it in here and plugged it in. He went to use the bathroom or took a shower and came out, and the thing was already done, and I had disconnected it and like ready for him to take back into his room. And he's like, what the hell? Like, is it done, or is it just to like tell me no? It's like he's like, no wonder you like playing in here. I was like, well, yeah, because I get the wired cable or the wired internet. Like, well, you ain't putting my ass on no Wi-Fi.
Well, see, in this house, Wi-Fi is pretty fucking good.
Well, yeah, I would imagine at 1 gig.
Well, no, especially with you see the router that I got. I got that fucking CM700 by Netgear, the fucking Nighthawk 4S.
Oh yeah, that's the one I want. The Nighthawk.
This is fucking amazing. Like
Yep.
I had Gamer Dragon, like he was doing all the network passwords and stuff, so I had him do I let him enable the Numino internet regulator thing, whatever the hell it's called, like an extra feature for this particular router. And so it makes sure all four beam connections are 100 are going to be operating at a full 100%.
Yeah, I
So-
got the Linksys version of that router.
Linksys.
Yeah,
Ew.
no, actually, I mean, it's actually great. I mean, it's gotten, but I mean, his limitation with his Wi-Fi is that it's the PS4 original PS4 wireless card.
I'm a part of the Netgear Master Racer.
Shit looks
It's
like
linked to
military
Linksys
equipment.
Master Race here, man. Actually, I want the A6 or Asus or whatever. They came out with a new one that's actually better than that one that you got there. But it's like $400 or something like that.
See, Black Baron knows what I have. He's got the same shit. Isn't that awesome, bro? Like this shit is amazing. Fucking, my buddy was telling me because, like I said, he was looking it up today, and there's a ton of features with this thing. Like it is fucking ridiculous.
Bro, there are things in Halo that don't look advanced like that router does. I mean, it looks like it's gonna take off for flight or put a bullet in you. One of the two. I mean,
leave my secret Skynet weapon alone, sir.
Yeah, the router looks cool as hell. Have you seen the Asus one that I think it's Asus or they
The
came out
Asus
with?
one is the red one, right? I think.
Well, they came. I don't know if it's red or not. I actually think it's black, but they came out with that. It's like a um, it's a tri-band. It's a tri-band or quad-band router,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like the speeds on it are just like outrageous. Like it's gonna end up being either like that one that you have there or more powerful than that one because it's like $400. I think it is for that one.
that's crazy.
I
$400.
bet you say yeah, you say it's crazy, but like I spent 300 on my router, and man, the difference in quality as far as like the type of speeds you get like on all my devices is just amazing. So I mean, it's definitely worth the 300, but it's just like
the router together.
I
So,
spent I spent like close to 600 because my modem was like 150, 160. But it's definitely, but it takes full advantage of every bit of the speed I have.
Yo, Black Baron, I swear, dude, our routers are gonna be able to like fucking just straight up go attack our IPs and then come back. Because like Netgear right now has all the way up to like the X8. Like I'm on the 4S and they have up to X8. So I was thinking, I'm like, man, should I take the dive? I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that shit. Fuck that. That's just too much money going out the window for fucking internet, dude. I already spent more than I wanted to, anyways. Jesus Christ. And I guess they can hear your Discord sounds there, Shane.
I'm enabling streamer mode now. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's see what else other news. I'm trying to figure out what other news there were. Well, on that stream though, y'all know Rand, right? Rand Althor,
Oh, yeah.
the man with the million or whatever. He's actually pretty level-headed Xbox guy. And he talks to the people up there, higher ups in Xbox quite a bit. And he said that he basically told all the people in the stream, all the Xbox guys on the stream, that he wouldn't expect anything or try or anticipate anything mind blowing at E3 as far as like new IPs or anything like that, or big third party exclusives or anything. He's like, because he said Microsoft just doesn't simply have the ability to do that like right now. Like they're not, they're I guess gonna kind of change the narrative as far as like how they're what he's seeing is they're changing the narrative how the console race is won. talking about like instead of working so much like what Sony is with the exclusives and the dropping games and over and over again, possibly like working more towards like a service type thing.
Right.
Which I mean, it could be successful for them. I don't. It's just kind of. It's. I don't know how successful it could be with the fact that if they can't get Steam on their platform, then who are I mean, who are they really competing against at that point?
Yeah.
And somebody tried to tell me that Steam's anti-consumer.
That Steam is?
Yeah, I tried asking how, and he's like, the early access is just messed up, and the whole CS:GO Lotto. I was like, yeah, but they
They're
stopped
not
that.
responsible for the CS:GO Lotto.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to him that they did stop it. I was like, once they worked themselves out of that gray area, and into an area where they could actually stop it. I said that they did. I said, but as far as that goes, I said, he's like, but it should never have been created in the first place. I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, that's the thing about PC is that the freedom, like they give the people the freedom. They don't. I don't. Don't try to apply console logic to the Steam platform because you'll never come out with like a proper way of thinking about it. But he was trying to convince me that PSN and Xbox Live are possibly not anti-consumer. I was trying to figure this out. I kept talking to him. I was like, dude, I was like, you don't get me wrong. I was like, man, I love my consoles. I mean, obviously you can see from my posting every day that I do. I said, but that's completely anti-consumer because I said there's no reason why they charge you for that other than to make money. That's it. I was like, it's a paywall. I was like, but he was like, well, maybe some of that money is going to like Ubisoft and EA. I was like, no, it's not. I said, if that was the case, if EA and Ubisoft needed money for their servers,
You
and
ever
that's
notice
how.
that though? Like the fanboys will think that paywall money goes toward like funding children's cancer or something when it's their
Yeah,
favorite console.
I'm just like it doesn't at all. Like it goes straight to Microsoft's pocket or Sony's pocket for no apparent reason other than the fact of, hey, guess what? You'll pay it. I was like, because if Ubisoft needed money or EA needed money for their online services, I said it would be applied to the PC as well. And they were like, well, yeah, but the PC guys aren't going to pay for it. I was like, you don't understand. If it was like a must thing that EA and Ubisoft needed this money, they would apply it to the PC platform. I was like, PC gamers would have no other choice but to pay for it if it was actually needed. I said it has nothing to do with them needing money. Like Ubisoft and EA doesn't need money from their servers, running or whatever. I said that's what DLC and all that's for. That stuff gets paid. I said, but your PSN, your PS Plus, and your Xbox Live just go straight to Microsoft and Sony's wallet. You're not playing on their servers. You're not playing on shit. You're just paying for a cutoff point to open up.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe like he kept trying to explain to me how consoles were pro consumer as well. I was like, yeah, I don't know, not really. But once the moment he said that he trusts Phil Spencer was the moment I was like, okay, I can't. If you trust anybody within a corporation, a corporate head, then you've got problems because
Hey guys, I trust Sony. Sony is my god in my life.
They have that's like me saying, well, I trust Yoshida. Well, why the fuck would I trust Yoshida? Like he doesn't have my interest at heart.
Yoshida is God.
He has my wallet at heart. I don't know what you're talking
exactly
about.
that's all he cares about is my fucking wallet. Like why would you trust somebody that just wants your wallet?
Because Jesus.
Like these people that just I've never in my life heard people say they trust company heads until well, this generation I guess is when I started hearing it. But
until this generation come around and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, it floors me. Like these people that are just, I guess they existed last generation, but the social media wasn't as prevalent back then. But damn, like this is almost like they let the fair. It's like, you know, when you go to the fair and you see like the people from your state that you never knew existed in your state,
Mm.
and you're kind of scared and wondering like where they actually live, so that way you don't move there. That's like what the internet did. That's like what Twitter did. Twitter like created the fair for the world.
That's why I don't go to fairs.
I'm telling you, they're scary fucking people at the fair. Like you got to go like at a perfect time to where you actually see normal people. It's like Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's scary. When there are almost more police cars than employee cars in the parking lot, stay away.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. They're not there just for the fun of it.
Yeah, they all did not come for the special on Hostess Donuts. Let's just put it that way.
So this I didn't see this coming. Blizzard making the original StarCraft free remastered version comes this summer. I knew about the remaster, but I did not know it was going to be free. That is
You didn't see
amazing.
that? No. Wait, the remaster is not free.
Blizzard
OG
StarCraft.
The original
will be free, yeah.
And it's free right now.
Oh, okay.
From what other people are saying is like that you can go ahead and download it now. But now what makes people wonder though is are they going to do something like Bethesda did with Elder Scrolls, that if you own StarCraft and the DLC for it and stuff or whatever, will you get a discount or a free copy of the remaster?
I'm sure there'll be a discount. It has to be.
I would hope so.
Especially if you already own it. Like I already own it. I already have it. Like this is something I've had for a while. So like, that is an interesting thing though.
Because in the PC world, that would definitely be like an anti-consumer type thing, because that doesn't happen too often in the PC world.
Oh right, yeah.
Because first of all, remasters really technically aren't needed. Is StarCraft is that really that bad of a game now? The bad looking of a game now?
Not really. I mean, I still appreciate some of the older school graphical games. So like that was in my standards. No, it's not a bad looking game, but the texture detail work that they're going to be doing on it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely bringing it up into today's standards.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I was watching some of the video footing that they have of it, and I was like, wow, like that actually looks different. Like they're actually, that is to me like that is what that's how a remaster's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what me too. Yeah, I'm the same way. Whenever like Ratchet and Clank, like that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually that wasn't really a remaster, more of a reboot, but they used a lot of the same worlds, but just recreated them looking better. But those like those type of things are like that's what whenever you hear remaster, that's what you expect. It's like those type of things, like what you're talking about, is a huge change from the original.
Yeah.
But now that they're now that I think about it, now they're doing all that, that really wouldn't be anti-consumer to ask for people that have bought the game to pay for the remaster, because that I'm sure a lot of money went into redoing the whole damn game.
Yeah.
Oh shit, here's something. How does a digital game become sold out?
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know, I've never understood that.
The StarCraft anthology on the Blizzard app, because it's not Battle.net anymore, is sold out.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
you know what? I bet they actually just took it off,
Or that's what I'm thinking too, yeah.
Because I wonder if they are planning on doing that to where anybody who owns that gets some sort of discount. So they're cutting it off to where no future people can buy it now.
Yeah, people can stop buying it.
So that way they're not giving people a bunch of brand new players the remaster for really cheap.
Okay, yeah, didn't even think about that.
But I have seen that actually through like a few times to where the digital code or digital thing is sold out, and I'm like going, you can't sell out of a digital item, like it's unlimited.
But it's sold out, Rambo. Who are we to question?
Go press your buttons. I mean,
this
make
is
some more.
This is true. It's like, yeah, how are you gonna go make some more of them digital copies? Damn it! You got somebody in the back, like putting that CD into the CD drive in their computer, going, got to make these damn digital copies.
Make some more fucked up long codes. I'm gonna mess up 3 times when I enter it.
Hey, whatever works, right?
That's one thing I like about Sony as far as like their codes. they've got 12 digits versus like the 25 from fucking Microsoft.
Yeah,
and
but
I don't
can
know
your camera read the codes?
the camera on the Xbox One can't read half of the codes that I get unless they're those big ones that have the QR code on it.
Yeah, see, but there's still the ability, Rambo. The ability.
Yes, but can you find a Xbox Live or not an Xbox Live, but a Xbox pay card, like $20, $50 pay card that actually has the QR code on it?
I don't know because I don't buy pay cards or Xbox Live cards. I just buy
Oh
them
yeah, you
offline.
can't.
I go to lovely sets like Kingwin and
Yeah. The only time that you can actually find the QR codes are on the DLC that's actually like inside inside each game case or whatever. Then you can just scan it and move on, which is great. It'd be nice if they actually added that stupid QR code onto the pay cards.
Really?
That make
The
it
QR's not on the pay cards?
no.
Oh, that's
I
fucked.
had to remember. I told you I sold all my games and ended up buying like all the digital,
Yeah.
and I had to scratch off every one of them, and enter 25 digit code every fucking time.
Damn.
That was yeah. And they put the damn code in such microscopic letters that you feel like you need a damn prescription after you trying to like do enough of those.
Well then, I just I'm playing Brain Out, so
Ah.
don't mind me.
Well, I want to get y'all's opinion on it, and the people in the chat too. I want to get your opinion on this.
Well,
If all of us here at this podcast we decided that by the end of the year we were going to have some sort of competition as to who can beat the most games. That was a competition. Who can beat the most games?
okay.
And at the I guess right about in about a month or so, I'm like saying I'm like 5 games ahead of everybody, 5 or 6 games ahead of everybody. But you look at my list, and there's like a couple of games on there that I could you can beat both of those games in like a 5-hour time frame.
Okay.
Are you going to question that person's integrity for counting those games, or do those games count because you said
Well,
beat
there's no
whatever?
stipulations. It sounds like what
No,
I mean.
there
You
was
said
no
games.
stipulations.
Yeah, you said games, and that's a game. So regardless of
Yeah.
the time it takes.
That's my thinking on it too. A game is a game. It doesn't
There-
matter
there
if
was-
it's Peanuts the movie. I mean, it's a
Oh
game.
yeah. Well, see, like Kids Move got like completely. I mean, he's being questioned on Twitter. I mean, people are talking about if he has any self-respect for himself as a gamer, he'd take those games off his list. I'm like going,
Why? There's no
I'm
stipulations.
like going, there's no.
in the
He's like,
agreement.
well, they're like, well, the other guys aren't counting them. I was like, well, that's on them. I was like, but they're games. Like the competition was for games played, or games beaten,
Right.
whatever. If he beat the game, it was like there was no stipulation on, well, the game has to at least be 14 hours long. I was like, so at what point does it get long enough for you to consider it respectful enough? Like that's where you start getting all that gray area. It's like, and who are you to determine like who's a gamer and who's not a gamer based on, what criteria? Where's this universal criteria of what a gamer is?
Yeah.
I was defending Kids Move for actually once, but it was just so irritating to see like that they
His
were.
fanboy antics gets on my nerves, but like.
Oh, it does,
That's
yeah.
an uphill battle.
But
It's
there's
definitely.
there's a difference though. Like, I mean, you would get question integrities all day, but I mean, if there's no stipulations at the beginning of the agreement, then that's on them, not the person that's doing the challenge.
It was like if you were the one that made the challenge and you didn't want those type of games because those games existed when you made the challenge.
Right.
So if you didn't
Who
want
made the
those
challenge
games,
though? Was it Hard 8? Because then I would factor in some autism.
it was VG.
Oh, same
Oh,
thing.
same thing. Yeah, I would still factor in autism, possibly a little bit of mental retardation. Did I mention he's an Ethiopian? I mean, that
Eat,
motherfucker needs
motherfucker,
to-
eat. You
he
make money
needs
on
to eat.
YouTube.
Yo, like next Thanksgiving he gets, I hope that motherfucker eats 2 turkeys, not just 1.
it'll probably be like a Patreon thing.
A
where you can-
Patreon must
yeah,
feed
a
yourself
level.
an Ethiopian and BG's picture comes up. Save an Ethiopian for 25 cents a month.
Yeah, you know that change bucket, that thing where the freaking quarters make the swirly thing at Walmart? That's for BG. It says it's going to cancer funds, but I don't believe it.
Oh shit! Did he get screened for cancer? That's another thing. No, I'm just joking. No, I don't have any problems with it. But yeah, the motherfucker does look like he needs to eat though.
Yeah, he's skinny as hell.
Autism though, like I would say he's kind of autistic.
But like
Easily autism.
integrity wise or morally wise, I think it's kind of fucked up doing the games that are, you know, like a few hours long or whatever. Like if it's Adventure Pop, a free to play on the Xbox or whatever, I can see where that's cheap. I mean,
it's cheap,
It's
but it
cheap,
was never. But it
but
was
it's-
never. It was never like stipulated. So
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
exactly. That's
definitely-
why it's not wrong for the competition, but in
If-
general.
you know how many fucking Click Heroes games I would have beaten by now if that was part of our agreement?
Oh yeah, if we had
I'd be
a
like,
thing
yo,
like
Click
that,
Heroes
I would
for
win.
30 hours done. Got it. Like,
If that was if we had a competition like that by for the end of the year, I would win because first of all I get to game all day, but the fact that I get to game all day, I would buy the whole fucking digital store of all those little 2-hour games.
yeah.
I'd be like 10 or 12 games a day. I'd be like, oh shit! By the time we end up, you know, at the end of the year,
Yo, you'd be looking up games that no one's even heard of.
I know.
You're like, yo, what the fuck is this Click Heroes, Slammers, and Pog 360? What the fuck?
He would definitely have Mahjong Platinum. I mean,
Oh yeah. In fact, I actually might if it actually has a platinum, but I don't know if I can read it. That's the problem. Is like, can I read the platinum to figure out like what all it entails to get to do it? Remember, it's in Japanese, so
is that all they consider like beating their game is getting all the achievements or whatever?
yeah. No, they just basically finishing the game. You have to I think show the achievement or show the trophy that shows that you beat it.
So it's just quick, like doing like a speed run through the story.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you don't. If I guess even if you had like a 15-hour game that you could speed run and probably beat in like maybe 5 hours, they would still count that even if you didn't spend the whole 15, 16 hours in the game.
Oh fuck, Telltale Games, here I come then. Shit.
Telltale, fucking emulated games. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
man.
oh, you know how many games on ROM I could beat in like fucking 5 hours? Like, come on now.
My collection would start getting a whole lot of use out of that because I mean I have a bunch of these games up here that I could get through really quick. I just choose
No,
not to
I
because
would
like
assume-
Brunswick Bowling, who the fuck?
Right.
Yeah,
I would have assumed that you know, if we're gonna have that kind of a competition, there would be stipulations as to
Oh
like,
yeah,
what
we would
was
definitely make
okay.
stipulations as that has to be like either a AAA or what because then you would at least be able to say that a AAA title would be long enough or whatever, more of a meteor game.
Yeah.
But there would definitely be stipulations with us as far as that because we wouldn't just
Oh,
go with
I
a
would be
game.
an asshole. I'd be like, yo, Rambo, it's got to be Morrowind. It's got to be the Elder Scrolls series. It's got to be The Witcher and Dragon Age Inquisition. Go.
With
Like,
all the DLC.
all the DLC. Oh.
No, that would be. I would just give you Persona 5. That's a 100-hour game.
Well, I know in 2 of those titles alone is well over like what 300 hours if you did
Yeah.
all the stuff. So I mean, but you got to do it in 5. So I mean, unless you're like some crazy like science nut and you know figured out how to squash time, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I'd probably. Well, I'd be like taking a lot of no-dos and. Yeah, I could get it. I could get it done.
Black Bear says Africa, the back alley of the world. That's the world that nobody goes to. They're always trying to leave. And you can feed this African child for 25 cents a day.
This damn Rocket League platinum is like getting on my nerves.
Oh, you're.
Oh, wait, you're actually.
Oh god, no. All right.
Well, I'm only one trophy away, and I've got to basically drive for 50 kilometers, which I've averaged that out to I think like 30 some miles.
Wait a minute. So you got all of them for all the DLC. And
No, you
that's
don't
the
have to.
only
You
one
don't.
left.
You don't have to get the DLC to platinum.
Oh,
The DLC is optional. But
hey,
I've got most of the DLC is all today.
la-ti-da. I'm still working on that game, asshole.
Yeah, I thought you. I thought you were gonna like beat me whenever you got this PS Now thing.
I don't have PS Now yet.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're having trouble with this on Xbox, then come on now.
Excuse me, dude. I'll be playing this on the Xbox through a web browser. Okay. I could update my Java or my Flash, whatever the fuck it is.
I have 5 more miles to drive.
On what?
Rocket League. I just gotta. Basically, all I'm doing is going into an exhibition game and putting the no time limit and just driving around in circles.
I would hate you as a teammate. I'm like, hey, get the ball. Fuck you. I'm not getting the ball.
Well, no, because I'm going into like a private, just where I'm only in there.
Oh, okay.
Because it counts as a game that would keep track of my time on the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just like driving around, like hoping that it'll pop it here soon.
I already got that one, and I did unlock a rare one with the new expansion, Drop Shot. It was the one with the goals and damaging the floor so many different times.
Oh yeah, yeah. That one is actually kind of fun. The damage in the floor, the 320 tiles or whatever it was. Or...
Yeah, when I unlocked it, and Xbox does the diamond thing and lets you know like how many percentage of gamers have done it, it was 1 point something %. So
you know what? My friend that she plays on Xbox, and that's all she has is an Xbox, and she's like playing games like Watch Dogs and like Watch Dogs 2 or whatever, and then like popular games, and like these regular type of achievements like that you would probably normally get anyway are all popping up rare for her. Like how is it like that? Do Xbox guys like just not go after achievements as at all?
I don't think they do.
I
think
do, it's
me,
fun.
you, and I think me, you, and Shane are like amongst the few that do. Like, I don't do it on purpose, obviously, but like I do get a lot of my achievements in my games, and I don't even need to try for a lot of them. And I know what you're talking about. Some of them are like uncommon or rare. It's like, why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like everybody should have this one. If you played the game, like 100% of the people that own this game should have this one.
At least, yeah.
It's like, no, I actually buy some games specifically for platinum because like PSN was having a flash sale, like 80% off, and I already had like all the major games digital that they were selling. So I went to there and looked at all their smaller titles, like for like $2.99 and $1.99, and I spent $26 or $22 whatever, and bought like games that I could get I could probably platinum all 6 of them, all 6 or 7 games that I bought in one day.
Is that like getting up to go to the bathroom or eat or anything? Or
Yeah, that's even including that. It's
are they
I
solitaire? I mean, what are they, dude? I don't.
No, one of them was like this. It's called a Clockwork Tales, and it's like a point and click adventure. But like, I got through it last night. I think like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, but what sucks though is last night we had a rainstorm here, and so I'm on my last trophy for it, and my power flickers. So yeah, this ain't it. This ain't all. So I turn my PS4 on, and it says my external hard drive is needs to be repaired. It was turned off improperly. And so I go to repair it. It was like, well, we can't repair this. So you need to reformat it. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I had to I reformatted my whole hard drive. Like, so I had to take all 200 games off of my system. Luckily, all the save data, all the save data for the game actually gets saved onto the cloud and to the actual PS4. Like no save data will actually appear on the external hard drives, which is good about that. So I get all that done. I reformat it. then I go to download the game, and my PS4 freezes like to a blue screen. And so the only way to get it off the blue screen was to unplug it. I plugged it back in. It said still the same thing. My external hard drive is damaged or it needs to be repaired. So I did all that again, and I downloaded the game, and I actually got it downloaded this time. And then I started it, and it froze on the start screen. And so I was like, well, fuck, what's going on? So I'm trying to get this one damn trophy, one last little chapter done. And so I had to unplug my PS4 again, but this time I actually downloaded the game to my internal hard drive. And it appears that my external hard drive is completely gone.
What?
Yes, because like today, this morning when I came in, I turned my system on, and my external hard drive, obviously comes on when my system comes on. So it came on, and there was no warning or anything like that saying that my external hard drive was bad or whatever. But my PS4 just kept shutting off, like going into like some sort of like safe mode, like not really a safe mode where it like popped up on the screen, but like shutting off like for safety reasons, I guess. Because as soon as I unplugged my external hard drive from my PS4, I turned my PS4 on. It's been on ever since, no problems at all.
Wait,
Huh.
wait for your hard drive?
Yeah, my external hard drive was causing my PS4 to shut down.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Hook it up to your computer and see what it does.
No.
No, it's not gonna hurt your computer.
Might like it shut that damn thing down, and I wouldn't be able to. Oh, that'd be bad.
Hey Rambo, why don't you go to your go into your Windows thing, like the command prompt, and like there's
Get rid
that
of
system.
System 32.
I need you to change the name actually to Linux / PS4 command line C++ Adobe.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
And it'll work. It'll work. It'll totally work.
It might just be your PS4. Go try it on one of your other 6. I mean, it might work.
Yeah, you know what? He's got a point there. Have you thought about that? Like, go try it on one of your other PlayStation 4s.
I just got to figure out like which kid that doesn't play it as much, or which kid's gonna hate me less if I end up breaking their PS4.
Do it to one of the girls. They tend to be more forgiving.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, because my son like freaks out if he can't play his game. So yeah, I couldn't do it to. I guess I could do it to his, and then I could say, well, now you can't play your game, so now you can actually find something to do.
That's for your bad grades.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if he's not playing a game on his PlayStation 4, he is on his phone playing a fucking game. If I tell him he can't play the games at all like that, like until a certain time, because we've had to limit him to between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. that he can play. Then he spends his time not watching TV, not reading a book, nothing like that, watching YouTube videos of people play games.
Yep.
I'm like, how the fuck? Like, your life revolves around fucking video games.
I'm not gonna answer that one.
And then, like, when they can't play, they're like sitting there jonesing like a heroin addict, like stroking.
Yeah,
the
they're like,
controller,
I'm
oh my God.
bored. I'm bored. I got it. What? I like, dude, man. And he tries to like throw it to me, like going, well, you play your game all the time. I'm like, yeah, but the difference is I can get up and walk away and be fine.
I also pay for the house you live in.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Like there's a big difference between you and I. Like just because I do it because I can, not because I have to or I need to. He has some sort of like crack addiction to Call of Duty.
Oh, I kind of have sympathy for that because I'm not far behind that.
Me and him went round and round because he had a PS3 at the time because it broke finally. But I like not like you've seen my collection. Like he said, I pretty much I have like a little over 350 digital games, and I was game sharing with him, so he had all the access to all those games, and then like 278 games on the Xbox One. And every time I saw him, he would never be playing any of those. He'd be playing his fucking PS3 and Black Ops and Black Ops 2.
Damn.
And I'm like, dude, you got to like let go of fucking Black Ops. It's dead and gone. Just move on. Well, I don't like the new Call of Duties. Well, fuck, there's like, I don't know, 17 million other games besides fucking Call of Duty. Figure out one. But he, like, I don't, is your kid the same? Like, they can't stand playing a game without their friends in their fucking ears.
Yep. They actually role play on Grand Theft Auto. Apparently, that's a thing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, like they'll role play on Grand Theft Auto and they'll role play on Minecraft, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Like, y'all are fucking weird. Like if my son plays a single player game, he's lost. Like he's bored as fuck. I mean, he'll come back within less than an hour and put the game up to get a multiplayer game. That game is boring. What? It's boring. It has no online. What the hell are you? You don't have to have your friends in your fucking ear 24/7.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm in Discord quite a bit.
Well, but I mean, you don't require that in order to play a game.
No, not at all.
Like that he require like if it doesn't have multiplayer, he's not having it. Like he'll play it for a minute and he'll be like, yeah, it's boring. He hates The Witcher 3, but somehow loves Skyrim.
How does anybody hate Witcher 3 and like Skyrim?
I don't know. He finds Witcher 3 boring, and
how what?
yeah, and then he loves Skyrim, and I was like, well, that's because it's made for casuals.
Fuck you, Dad. No, but all seriousness, I do gotta go. My buddy's trying to sleep, so I do gotta go. But I will be on Xbox if anybody cares to join me.
All right. Well, guys, we've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes.
It has been trash.
Yeah. So I guess
wasn't
we'll
a
call
lot
it right
happening
here.
this time.
Yeah. No, it's been kind of slow.
I kind of figured we would have had more of a talk around the whole Black Bond thing, but
He wanted to drop it pretty fast.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he wanted to talk more about it. There wasn't really a whole lot to say about it, but I figured that we kind of go in a little bit more detail, about why it happened and stuff.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But for those of you that are on Xbox, XX Brimstone XX is my live tag. I'll be on there. I'll be on there a lot actually. So I play everything Black. But yeah, it was good talking to you guys. I do gotta go. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
All right, man.